Hi, I'm Thea Jensen, one of the tax advisors here at Clergy Advantage. A really important tax tip for ministers is making the most of your ministry mileage. Most ministers drive a lot of miles over the course of a year, and those miles can result in significant tax savings for you if they're handled correctly. Those ministry miles can include any appointments that you have, meetings for coffee, any kind of visitation like hospital visitation. They include denominational gatherings, seminars, retreats, conferences. Those kinds of things are all examples of ministry mileage. For this year in 2013, the IRS has set our standard mileage rate at 56.5 cents per mile. What that means is that for every mile you drive, that results in 56.5 cents that you don't have to pay tax on. And I recognize that 56.5 cents doesn't sound like a lot per mile, but think about the fact that you drive hundreds, if not thousands of miles in a typical ministry year. So that can result in significant savings at the end of the year. Now, there's a few things to keep in mind when you're doing your ministry mileage. One of those things is, of course, this doesn't apply to miles that you're reimbursed for. Another thing is that the best way to maximize your tax savings with mileage is to have an accountable plan with your church or organization. And if that's not something you're familiar with or have done yet, we can certainly help you with that. Third, your ministry mileage does not include commute miles. The IRS does not allow commute miles for business or ministry mileage, and that means miles that you drive between home and the office or your place of work, whatever that is. So those are considered commute miles. And fourth, you need to have some kind of written record of your mileage, and this is where most ministers get stuck because it can seem tedious. But it really doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. All your log or written record needs to include is the date, the place that you went, or the reason for the mileage, and then of course the distance that you drove. And the easiest way for that might be just to write it down in your calendar next to your appointments. Write the mileage next to the appointment, and then at the end of the month you can just add up all those miles, and that only takes a couple of minutes. Another way to do it would be to keep a log in your car, and that works if you remember to fill it out. And then of course for technologically inclined people, there's apps for your phone that you can just keep your mileage on there. But it's a good thing to keep in mind because it really can result in significant savings at the end of the year. Thanks.